Clive, I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing. I'll keep providing them, but if Eastpool's going to survive, as of those poor they've lived their whole... Small wonder they ain't got the fog yet. And if you're wondering why Sir Wade's putting a brave
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep them in...
Gizal greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're better that than something... And chocobos love them too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get they ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to East...
A delivery from Martha.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. But they'd long since gone to seed. Only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, unless we teach them how to live like free men. I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself... It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves. Bearers and guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, Sir Wade, all of them.
Damn it all, I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the
Now you're out of time.
Precisely.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians, what help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them. My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will, a home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village, your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool!
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Pfft. Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan. I'd say you have both in a please.
Ha!
Sir Wade!
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall. For Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall.
Over here!
You're finished! Get him! It's over! Too slow. Over here! Get him! Sicker! Over here! All yours, Torgal! Sicker! Go, Torgal! This one! Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in East Pool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when East Pool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
Next one's mine.
Come on. There it is. With me, Torgal. Nice try. Get him. This one. All right. Back to East Pool.
Lord Rosfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We saved Thank you, my friends.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us together.
We never had nothing to call, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free. We have to fight to protect what's ours. To protect
And we shall. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away...
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight. And I believe if he was still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call...
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support?
Of course. And I'll be counting on yours. Us Rosarians have got to stick...
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come, I ain't paid you for delivering...
All right.
Lord Rosfield, do you remember our very clearing the goblins from... There's one side that since that day there have been more than a few times when the odds seemed so stacked, but every time to be a shield. Know that whatever trial...
So wait, you have always... I know that East... and indeed all of it...
Thank you. I know the rest of the world.
The hero returns. It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that, loath as I am.
I take it you didn't always...
Well, if you really want... In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how... He showed up at the stables one. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Me, I thought he was a new constable. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on. It told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. But my bet got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like... And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same.
And you were?
Well, we both want just like your dad. He certainly didn't laugh.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions... the harder, which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost in a...
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
What are you after? Thanks very much. Fare thee well.
Everything's back the way it was.
Take that, you not!
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure?
I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together.
Since all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats. And firm, just as the good Lady Jane and...
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalimil.
It's the Mayor of Dalimil, dear child. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon.
May there...
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention. And they have formed what one could call, and they grow more organized by the day.
But we'll fight them all off just how you... Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face. The longer we avoid face, our best hope is to nip these efforts by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the court. Perhaps a certain lord...
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts.
I'll go and speak with him.
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor?
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalimil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnet.
I did. I've developed something of a fondness for... And having worked so hard, a sentiment, Master Lube...
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to do?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bandits. And he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the... There are more camps in the vicinity than we can... But we must strike together, and we must strike soon, at as many camps as we can.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to band together.
Get him!
must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off! Over here! This one! Over here! Sickle! Get him!
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but that's not why you're here, is it?
No.
What is it?
The whole town's in. They're saying that Lubor...
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits... Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of match and without a crystal...
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No, still. All those...
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here. But I know one thing.
You're right.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing.
All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what I can. Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but we'll try.
And that is all I can ask of you.
Why are you taking the bearers?
Why do they always have to make such a...
He knew all along that he was playing us.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be man.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued. In this, at least, he's done the town a service.
Leniency? He pretended to be...
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us.
So what do you propose?
Perhaps.
That is a question, and they will thank you not to get involved.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
I assume the situation is hopeless?
There's still hope.
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. We'll talk some sense into them in the end, you'll see.
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell that steel does not lie. To yourself be true, that was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken, but I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. And now, I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalamil have... For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? The least you can do is give the townspeople...
I would not take it, Victor.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw... I thought you would bet, but it seems you hadn't.
Victor.
Forget it.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. A reward for clearing out... Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do. Anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.